This is Patricia Carpenter. She has an amazing garden on almost 2 acres in West Davis. She is a master gardener, a member of the California Native Plant Society, and a pioneer of school garden programs in Davis. Today, she will share how she plants tomatoes. She's wearing a mask in this video to follow all distancing and mask wearing guidelines.
First, we need to loosen the ground. Hopefully you have a shovel, or even better, a digging fork. So if you have a shovel, what you want to do is loosen the ground. Just loosen it. You don't see me turning things over. It's best to keep the natural layering of the ground. All I'm trying to do is loosen the ground, preferably down to a whole foot. The negative of a shovel is if you have very clay soil, when you go down into the ground and you dig, there's a nice compacted spot on this back side, and that back side will inhibit the root growth going through. So if you're using a shovel, make sure you loosen up those areas that are compacted. So just dig a little bit, loosen the ground. For a tomato, I'd probably do a 2x2 area at least. Now, tomato roots go down almost 4 feet, but it doesn't hurt to have the ground around the tomato a lot looser so that the water can get around and down. If I were using my fork, I would just loosen the ground like this. All right, tomatoes. Generally, I don't use a trowel because the ground is already loosened. If you want to, you could add a little compost and kind of dig it into the ground as you're going. This is the one I'm going to plant. Now this one doesn't have a bunch of little leaves. I'm probably going to take this one off though. Cutting is a lot safer usually than pulling it. So how do I get this thing out of the pot? Do I go, ooh? Not a good plan. Put your fingers between, tip the pot over. There, look at those nice roots at the bottom. This is a perfect plant to plant. And then I'm going to dig a little hole with my hands. Put this plant into the ground. Now that's a little high because when I put the soil up here, it would be around here. But I could always mound the soil up, and now I'm just pushing it down in. Not only will I mound the soil, but I'm going to add some compost on top of that. So you see how I'm pretty high up here? Watering. So these plants need to be watered in really well. You could use some kind of a sprinkler, but I have found that generally people do not water enough when they have a sprinkler. The ground looks wet, they walk away. But if you use a very slow stream of water, you tend to water more. So notice this is not on very high, a very slow stream here. I go around and around and around the plant. I'm not washing all this compost and soil off. It's actually going into the soil. You're going, Patricia's obsessive here. Yes, I am, because this plant needs to go down. I once talked to a tomato farmer who said he waters really, 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 really well at the beginning. He doesn't have to water for a whole month. I would, but I'm just saying, you want this water to get way down there so that the roots will go down into the soil. Okay, occasionally you can sprinkle the top just because everyone has to do that. Now we do this one.